Boom, 1, 2, because I'm gonna be replacing these, boom, Spyder headlights. And I'm not sure why it didn't come with a plastic cover. Just want to make sure that there's no scratches on it. So it came like this for the Spyder headlights with no wrapping whatsoever, just the cushion. There it is, the passenger side headlight. We'll see how they fit and how easy they are to install. Because I already have my bumper off, if you guys are interested to find out how I removed it, you can watch the previous episode or click this link right here, and it's going to show you how I did it. It's from an episode where I installed this intercooler, and you're going to see just how I removed the bumper. Usually when I get like aftermarket headlights, there's always a plastic cover protecting it, you know, just like when I got my headlights for the RSX, and those were like half the price of this one. This one's like 400 bucks, that one was like 200 something, and that one still came with a protective plastic. This one just came this way, I don't know why, not sure if this was just laying around. Either way, you want to check, make sure that there's no scratches, you know, for the headlights. Otherwise, you're gonna have to return it, right? This Spyder lights, one thing I don't like about them is that it has all these wires right here in the back. As you can see, all these wires just hanging. I kind of don't like that. And, you know, I wasn't really thinking about replacing my headlights, but since I removed the bumper, I might as well upgrade, right? So that's the only thing I don't like about these headlights, are these wires are all hanging. It just doesn't look nice. So, and then you want to check to see what bulbs are in here already. So looking at it, you can see that there's already high beam lights, so I don't need to replace those unless I want something brighter. The first one is high beam and they already have bulbs for it, but the second one, there's no bulbs. Those are the low beam H7s. Okay, so these headlights, these Spyder headlights already come with a high beam. If you could see the lens right there. So there's already high beam, but it doesn't have a low beam. So you have to take this out and put the bulb in here. This is where you put the low beam. And I already purchased LED lights right here, H7s for the low beam, LED, and these are the low beam lights that you're gonna put right there, which is located right here. These are H7 low beam lights or LED lights. All these screws, to access the H7 bulb, you have to remove all that, and then you can take this cover out and then put in the bulb. Luckily I have one of these, so it's much faster. Once you got all those out, the screws, now you can pop this open. Boom, right here. Boom. And this is where you're gonna put the H7. So just use one of these bulbs. Because the plug. Boom. Make sure they go straight in. Right. Boom. Just like that. And then the plug. You plug it in here. Just make sure you look for the negative and then the positive, so you know right here it says negative and then here it says positive. So Negative is usually a black wire right here, so line it up with that one. Negative and positive. There you go. Now you can put it back on. Put the screws back on. There you go. Now you have two bulbs, right? You got high beam, which it comes with, and the low beam, which I just installed right here. Okay, now that I got the H7 low beams installed on the Spyder lights, we can now remove the stock headlights. My bumper's already removed, so all I'm going to do now is take the headlights out. So there's going to be 3 screws. First you remove this right here, this metal bar on both sides, and then there's going to be 3 screws. One right here, and this side, and then there's one in here too. So I'm going to take the headlights out, and then we're going to install the Spyder lights. So I removed the metal piece up here on this side, but here I loosened it up. I'm not sure if I need to remove it, so I'm just going to leave it here and see if I could take off the headlight without removing this all the way. We'll see. So there are 3 screws to remove for the headlights. One right here, and one right here. So 3 screws, but on the driver's side, you want to also remove this wire connection right here. From right here, headlight is free. Now you can just take the headlight out, loosen it up, so that way you don't have to try to take this apart. Now that it's loose, the wire is disconnected. So now that you removed all 3 screws and you disconnected the wire, now you can just remove the headlight. So same thing here, just take all 3 screws out and you can remove the headlight. But make sure before you take the headlight out that you unplug the headlight first, you know? Then you can remove the assembly right here. Boom, right here. Just like that. Here's a quick comparison of the headlights. These are the stock lights that I have, and then these are the Spyder lights. See the difference between the two? So I took these out and I'm gonna install these 2 lights right here. Boom. Okay, time to install the Spyder lights, see if they fit and see if they work. Before I actually install them, there's like a plastic right here. You just remove it right here. Just make sure when you install them that you gotta tuck these wires away so it's not hitting anything. Just like that. So now I gotta tighten it up, make sure it's everything's secure. Again, you wanna remove the tape that they have here. I don't know why they put this, probably to protect it. You just want to remove them before you actually install it. Just remove that tape, and now you can install your headlights. Before I tighten things up and screw everything, I want to make sure that the lights work, so I'm just going to test them right now to see if everything is good. These are the LEDs, they seem to work fine right there. So now that it works, I can go ahead and tighten up the screws, put them back on, and then adjust the lights when it's nighttime. Make sure everything is good. These wires right here, they're like all over the place, as you can see. So you want to use a zip tie to kind of isolate them and put them on one spot, because yeah, you just don't want any wires hanging everywhere, so to speak. So you just want to clean that up. Just make sure that everything is tucked in as far as the wires. And I even use a zip tie right here to just hold it in place so it doesn't move. Same thing with the other side right here. I put a zip tie right here just so this plug won't move, because there's a bunch of wires. Just want to make sure that they're located in one spot. I don't want anything moving while I'm driving, so I just zip tie right there. Once you got the screws in right here, right now you want to put this back on. Get these screws back in, so to speak. Here, long one goes right here. Just tighten everything up. Just like that. So there you have it. The Spyder lights installed. LEDs, daytime. And I'm not going to install the bumper just yet, because I might replace the high beams, because the high beams are not very nice. You know, they're not very like white bright. So I might replace those as well, but for now this is good the way it is with the Spyder lights. So right now that the lights are on, I have to adjust them. So I gotta use this screwdriver to adjust. So you want to adjust it right here. See? Right there. This thing. See? Boom. This shell. Like that. You just adjust it. Boom. And you just want to make sure you adjust it. Make sure it's in the right height for both sides. I was able to adjust this right here, left and right, but this adjustment right here is hidden. For the these two adjusters, right, are for the low beams, but only this is showing up when you have the headlight on the car. This one right here is not showing, so you have to remove it and then adjust it. Same thing here. This one is showing. This is for the adjustment for the high beam. This one is showing, but this one right here is not. So you basically have to take this off, adjust it, and then see if the light is how you want it to be. So that adjustment right there for the high beam and that adjustment for the low beam is hidden once you install the headlight. So you can only adjust it when the headlight is off like this. That's the hard part. See right there, that's really how my setup is going to be when I'm driving, right? Just the LED daytime and then the LED low beams. That's really what I'm going to use when I'm driving on the streets. So I'm not really going to be bothered with the high beams as much, you know. But we'll see in the future. If I do have time, then I will replace it. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it alone and keep it low tech for the high beams and use it when I need to. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. If you guys get the Spyder lights, then you know, don't mess around with the halogens unless you're willing to replace the brackets or really retrofit it. And if you're okay to live with, you know, the halogen lights for high beams, then just leave it alone, because how often are you going to high beam someone anyways, right? Just stick to the H7s for the low beams, and that's good enough for the Spyder lights. Before reinstalling my bumper, I decided to put a clear bra on my headlights for extra protection, because I just don't want any debris hitting my lights or
having those little cracks, you know, from driving on the freeway and so on. I don't really know if you could tell from the videos, but if you look up close, maybe you could kind of see a little bit of the film. It's thicker than just regular tint, and so it should provide some protection for the headlights. So I am planning to replace the H1 halogens on this one, which is going to be on the next episode. So stay tuned to that one as I retrofit LEDs for the high beams as well, not just the low beams. So till next time, drive safe and keep on rolling.